I'm doing very well.
Came in last night from DC, kicking off your US tour. Tell me how that went.
Went really well, actually. I really loved it. The whole goal of this tour is like I wanted to go back to the roots and do what I actually really love, and why I like started in the first place to become a DJ is do like intimate club shows where you can see the people, where you can touch the people, and the first show in Washington was like right away, like it was like the old days. Like it was a good feeling,
Were you getting away from that? Tell me why you wanted to circle back to that original state.
Well, yeah, if you've been touring for 5 years, the shows get bigger in general. Like the first year obviously was small clubs, and I still have like good memories of that year, and the gigs got bigger, which is also a lot of fun. It's not that I had like a terrible time playing the big gigs, but I was thinking back about the old days, and I was just like, we were talking about a new US tour, and I said like, why not just do a little 10-day tour and just do small intimate clubs just for once as a fun thing, and that's the idea.
I'd say the Elsewhere Rooftop classifies as such a venue. So you're playing tonight with the sun going down. Does that change the way you plan to play the music, or what you're going to play in your set for the crowd?
I think Rooftop in general is going to change, because I think I always adapt to circumstances and crowds. So like I have no idea how the crowd's going to be, obviously, so I can't predict that. But a rooftop party, yes, I play other music than in like a dark nightclub. It's got to be a bit more deep, a bit more happy, a bit more sunny.
And when it comes to your live shows dynamics, do you like to get the party started with a bang, or do you like to ease your fans into the set?
What I usually do is the first 10 minutes I go in with a bang, then I go like deeper for like half an hour or 45 minutes, and then I go a little bit harder, and the last 10 minutes are also bang. So it's like first 10 minutes, last 10 minutes is bang. In the middle it just like gradually goes up.
And when you're playing your live set, you're picking the music that you're going to play in it. Are you mixing in most of your tracks with other people's music to fit in between, or is it mostly going to be your music?
Mostly my music. I'm also starting to, actually my goal is to have only my own music. So I'm working a lot on, on the road on like edits and remixes of certain tracks. But right now I'm doing my own, and then another song, and then my own, like I'm doing back and forth.
With your persona, when you're performing live, you embody this like circus act with the jacket, with the tents. What brought that theme about for your music? Was that a natural progression, or was that something that came to you randomly?
No, naturally. Like I just had one night in Paris, and I played at this circus themed party, and I was actually, the night before I was at a wedding from one of my friends, and they had a circus themed wedding. So I was at the wedding, and I saw one guy walking in a jacket, like the jacket that I now own. And I said like, well, it looks awesome, and I have a party tomorrow in Paris, it's circus themed, I have to play there. Can I just borrow your jacket? And I borrowed his jacket, and I wore it, and the next day I woke up with like tons of messages on Instagram and Facebook, everybody saying the jacket is so cool, you should wear that. And I just, from then on, I wore it every show.
You obviously like have your signature sound. It's very happy, it's very feel good. What inspiration did you have for finding that sound? What brought you to that point where you were like, this is going to be my sound, this is what's going to stick?
Actually, I was a month, I was just thinking about like, what am I gonna make now? Like making new music is always like a challenge, because for me I always want to be refreshing, and I want to bring something new, and I just started listening to the music that I listened to when I started getting into dance music, and that's like Fatboy Slim, it's Groove Armada, it's like Basement Jaxx, it's all those Moby, like all those old guys, and basically they make really like fun music, like just feel good stuff. And I saw this old Fatboy Slim set on Brighton Beach on YouTube, and the people are having so much fucking fun, and that's where it's all about. That's I'm an entertainer, like that's where it should be about, fun. And that's when I thought, yeah, fuck it, I'm gonna make totally feel good music.
And you put your head down recently for about 4 months this year to focus specifically away from the live set and focus getting in the studio. How did it feel to take that hiatus away from performing live? Was it easy getting back into the swing of writing?
Like getting back on the road, or?
Getting back into the swing of writing.
Yeah. Well, in the beginning, it was kind of, I had to get used to it, but it was a delight, to be honest, because constantly touring, I don't think is very healthy, because you're just in a constant drive and you never just stop and think like, holy shit, those were a couple of great months. Like, I experienced so much. You don't have time to process a lot of things, a lot of great things. And actually the first month when I was like listening to a lot of music and not doing anything yet, not writing yet, I just thought about like, what did I do? And Jesus, that was awesome, and that was terrible, and that was, you just get a time to process it all. And I needed a month to just be
to mentally reset
and be like calm, and that, I think that kind of mindset you need to make fresh music, original music. Just be calm and have no like kind of stress, or I don't know how to explain it exactly.
Just to set aside some time for you to clear your mind and come up with something new. You can't just be tapped in all the time.
Yeah, and you can't be in the mindset of I gotta make this in order to be successful and to continue touring. You just gotta be like, no, I'm gonna make something, and it might not be very successful because it's very weird, but fuck it, I enjoy it, and that's most important.
And coming out of that 4-month period, you obviously just released Do Your Thing and Lion over the past few weeks. Tell me how that release is shaping your sound moving forward, coming out of that 4-month hiatus.
Well, I think it's just like me locking myself up with. I was still trying, like, I want to still combine genres, and I still want to have my feel good kind of thing. But I was thinking like the most of the electronic music and the pop music I hear right now, that it's all very clean, it's all very perfect, and it's too digital for me. And I was like, okay, how am I gonna go express my feelings about that? And I was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna make it as dirty as possible. Just like it sounds like I made it at the attic when I was 14, as a kid. And that's what I wanted the new sound to be, like a bit imperfect.
You're always sort of at the leading edge in terms of this happy, feel-good dance music, in terms of the beats that you've come up with, and I think these two songs are no different. You mentioned Fatboy Slim earlier. You can hear a lot of it in Do Your Thing.
Yeah, it's got the repeats, like the tiddle-diddle, and it got the filters and all that stuff, because I was heavily influenced with that track. Yeah, it's like kind of an ode.
Yeah, it's got a retro feel, and you can certainly see that it's an ode. It's like Groove Armada.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Put together. There's a lot of EDM out there, but your music has sort of stood the test of time by keeping people dancing time and again. What do you think it is sonically about your music that lends itself to everybody dancing? Because there's a lot of EDM that's good, but it's not really going to move a lot of people.
I think in general it's my music. Like I always, when there's a new release, my music in the beginning always doesn't get like picked up a lot, but over time, like it takes months, like people start picking it up, and like it's not super easy to digest music. It's not complicated music, but it's not like a pop record, like perfect pop record that everybody likes instantly. It's just like, that's why it lasts a little bit longer for me. Like the track can last for like 4 years, and I can still play Teach Me, like I played it yesterday, which is a really old track, and people still like it. So it's like, I don't know. I don't think about it when I produce. So.
I was telling someone the other day that your music is perfectly suited for right now with like the playlist generation. It's not something that you would single out and just listen to out of nowhere, but in the right context, it's like absolutely noticeable.
It's mood music.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Thinking about the risks you've taken doing that, being on the leading edge, was there a particular song, sound, or decision that you had to make at one point in your career that you felt really nervous about following through with?
Actually, this new experimental music I'm making right now is like, I thought about it for a while, like, you know, you're going really against the stream, against the current. So, you know, there's a risk there of people really hating it, or, you know, nobody will appreciate it, and everybody's like, what the fuck is this guy doing? He's crazy. So I thought about it with these releases, like it could ruin my whole like tour schedule and like safe position I'm in right now. But then again, like if it does, I really don't care, you know, because I think in the end I'm more of a producer than a DJ, so I should be producing, and what I think is most fun is experimenting and releasing experimental music. So
with that mindset, as a producer, not a DJ, are you saying that you're chiefly invested in the sound of the music and not the reception of it?
Yeah, well, it's not 100% obviously. Like
Yeah,
it's always gonna be important, especially actually, like what my fans are gonna think of it is still very important for me. So if there's a release and I get a lot of positive feedback on my Instagram DM or Facebook, I get really happy, because that's very important as well. Like I'm not that selfish that I'm just making it for myself. But in general, the pop audience and the pop radio, I really do not care about. Like if they pick it up, amazing, love it. But I don't care if they don't like it, because it's, you know, it's not relevant for me.
When you're making that decision to release that risky music or relatively risky music, do you have anybody that you lean on, or is this mostly an individual thinking period?
No, I have one person, it's my mom. She's the test for everything. Like a lot of tracks are not released because of my mom. She says like go or no go.
And when she's listening, she has a pretty in tune ear, because you wouldn't think usually that your mother would be the one telling you if an EDM track is going to be a hit or not. So what about her style allowed you to trust her?
She's
other than being your mom.
Yeah, she's my mom, but she's an opera singer. She's been in the game for a long time. She knows her music, and we have the same taste. We just have the same, like, my mom also doesn't have one genre that she likes. She likes every genre, but it has to be just, like, I can't really explain, like, you gotta feel it. So we like the same rock records, we like the same reggae records, like, so I'm on the same page, and if she doesn't like it, I know, like, oh, that's okay, then I just think it's good, but it's not actually good.
What were you listening to when you got hooked into music to want to make it a career? Was it something that she had been playing or you had been surrounded by? What hooked you on becoming a musician?
I think it was James Brown. That was because of my dad, because he likes that stuff. James Brown with the Sex Machine, I think. Yeah, and I used to dance on the floor. And Madonna. Well, one of the Madonna old tracks, I don't know. Those were the two that kind of hooked me.
What broke you into becoming a thing? What was that moment?
Well, actually, I think like in Holland, when I started releasing my records, they were first considered underground, and the underground people hated that, because it's like very happy, and it's like they got flutes and saxophones. They were like, fuck, no, that's not techno. Techno should be dark and just kick and bass. And I'm like, okay, I don't care. So like there was a lot of hate from the underground in the beginning, and that actually got me a lot of attention, because people were talking about it constantly. Yeah, and at a certain point, everybody in Holland knew who Bakermat was, which was good for me. So I think that kind of helped me in the end become bigger.